make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door. It's the Richard Wilmore Show.
Well, I won't postpone because we got LionThrone. Thanks, guys, for coming back. I tried to interview LionThrone last season, and we were mobbed by all of their fans outside of one of their gigs, and we got nothing out of it. We talked for like a half an hour, and it was absolutely pointless because there were screaming girls that wanted nothing to do with me and everything to do with you guys. Thank you for coming back and hanging out with me.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. Thank you for having us.
You want to go around and introduce yourself so everybody knows who you guys are?
Yeah. Brian Montoya. I'm the lead vocalist, guitarist, and keyboards for LionThrone.
Captain J, drums, sing, do some rapping here and there, you know, make some noise.
Shorty Brown, I do some vocals and play the trumpet and some hand percussion.
Kyle Waters, aka Curl, the low end.
I know before COVID, I swear every day of the week you guys were out performing, and you guys are super popular and very busy, and then COVID happened and everything had to stop. How did that affect you as a band and as people who, you know, are performers? How does that kind of screw with you?
The initial light switch flicking off was like, is this real? Yeah, you know, it took a moment to be like, is this actually really shut down? And then I went to the grocery store the first time and was like, damn, there's no toilet paper. But and so,
yeah.
So it was an instant like, holy crap kind of thing. And we had a lot of shows lined up that are in the interest of where we're trying to go with our path, you know, our career. And we had like Fiesta coming up. We had a Deep Ellum Arts Festival was another one. Fortunately, these things have been rescheduled, but like you said, the rug just, you know, got pulled out from underneath everything. So we went internal. We obviously couldn't make moves outside of our own camp. And we decided to just get creative with what we had access to, which fortunately for us is basically a recording studio now with the know-how that we have and the equipment that we have, not only our own, but thanks to some friends that we've made along the way as well that allowed us to stay creative and actually record and release some music during that time. So initially it was like now what? And then it was like, well, the obvious step is, you know, create. That's what we do is write music. So how do we do that ourselves? And that's what we really focused on.
Yeah, I think that happened to a lot of people too, where we were like, all right, that's it. We're going to hibernate. We're going to get like, we're going to create. And when this is over in a couple months, we are going to be, and then 8 months later, we're like, all right, so we're still creating and we're still waiting to release it.
Yeah.
It's been weird. Everyone told me, they were like, well, why aren't you doing your show now? And I was like, because everybody now is pressing go live on Facebook and everybody has a show. So and no one can do anything. So I'm going to wait until we can kind of start doing that. And so I'm glad you guys are starting to do that now. During COVID, you did release a new song in September. It feels like last month was September. Set You Free. You want to talk about that song and that video?
Yeah, Set You Free. It's kind of established some years ago, you know, and it kind of just expanded over time of us playing when we first got together. It wasn't like a song that we really honed in on heavily. It was like, hey, that was fun, and we played every now and then everything kind of happened with like George Floyd and some other things that really kind of set that song forward. You know, it springed it forward. And I was like, you know what, this song has always had a message, but people weren't really trying to listen to the message. You know, I feel like people are actually trying to listen to a message now. And, you know, we did everything in-house, recorded everything in-house, mixed and mastered it, did the video work. You know, we did it all in-house. It was like, what can we do as LionThrone ourselves? You know, and we did it. And everyone stepped up and,
Continue.
Set you free, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Positivity. Yes.
It's true. And something super positive out of it is how many views it's getting.
Yeah, that's always good too, you know.
Thank you.
Got
Yeah.
to
Appreciate that.
definitely got to shout out our PR team, Leslie Logan with Upscale PR, our manager Gidget Espinosa, who have helped to make that happen. But yes, it feels incredible to have a video so well received. I think we hit like 70,000 views in it hasn't even been 2 months.
Yeah.
It was in like the first month, you know what I mean? And it was just watching it like trickle in, like, damn, this is crazy. People are really digging on this video and digging on this message, you know? And it's like Cap said, the song had existed for some time, but the timing never felt quite right. When this struggle got catapulted back into the spotlight, it was obvious to us that it was the time for that song the message in that song to speak.
Yeah, it's resonating with people and it's connecting with people, which is what you know, that's the goal of every artist. Does that give you pressure at all for the next thing you do, or is it just like, this is awesome that we're here and we're gonna do what we, you know, normally do?
If anything, I'd say it's probably the opposite. You know, we kind of realize what we're capable of just when we put our minds to a thing. You know, we made a whole song and a music video. So now I think the pressure's kind of eased a little bit. We know, hey, we go in and this is what the process we need to stick to in order to accomplish this. And so now moving forward, you know, we have opportunities to just continue replicating and duplicating the same thing. That's what we've already done.
Yeah, I would chime in on that. We don't ever feel pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It's an enjoyable thing. It's what we do. You know, it's like waking up and breathing. It's required. That's how we all are. So there is no pressure. It's just, the only pressure is, how do I find time to do what I love? Other than all the only pressure comes from everything I have to do before I can get together with my family and do what I love.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I wouldn't say pressure.
You're not gonna please everybody, so you know, one song might hit with the masses, and the next song might, you know, not
totally flop.
Yeah,
you know?
so I mean, but that's the point of being a creator. You're gonna have those moments, but we make the music for ourselves. But you're gonna hear "Set You Free," and then the next song might not even be close to the same style. You know, we switch up our style so much, it keeps you on your toes. So it's gonna hit a different type, a different genre, a different, you know feeling. Yeah, it's a different feeling.
That's what I like about you guys and your music is there's always like a song for whatever mood you're in. Like whatever vibe you want to hear and be around, I feel like there's always a song that you guys have that will go great with that. So 2021 is coming up in a couple days. Do we have any plans in the works or anything that you guys can talk about that you're looking forward to?
We have some performance opportunities that we're excited about. One of which will be the Taste of New Orleans. It's the 35th annual. Last year was supposed to be the 35th, but of course, you know, COVID put the kibosh on all that. But the 35th annual Taste of New Orleans will be one of our first big return performances. So we're excited for that one. Deep Ellum Arts Festival is also back on in Dallas. So that's another one that we're excited about as far as large scale performance goes. We're excited about getting back to that, of course, which was kind of the trajectory we had set ourselves on, you know, was for bigger opportunities and more national and even international sort of opportunities, which we do have some things we actually can't speak on that we're interested in international interests. But staying in that creative vein, we're going to be recording a lot of music. Actually, once we're done here today, we've got a little practice session set up for ourselves, and we'll be working on some of that new music. It's a continual thing for us. So we'll be recording and releasing a lot more music, more visuals, and I really would like to see some new artwork, some brand new merch and stuff like that I think we're going to have available throughout 2021 as well.
I always recommend mugs. Everybody loves a Richard Wilmore Show mug, so I'm just telling you, if you If you're looking at merchandise things,
Coffee, man. Drinking their teas and stuff.
you put tea in there too.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. How has COVID and quarantine and all of that kind of changed the way you guys make music or think about the future of music?
That's a good question. The more that I hear COVID-19, the more that it is annoying. But at the end of the day, I think it really changed. I wouldn't necessarily say us, but I think it changed society to stop focusing on, super focused on your job, stop focus, all your focus on your boss, stop focus on, your bank account, focus on what matters. You have time now, your children, your wife, your home life, the things that are important. And to me, of course I have those aspects of my life, but my brethren, focus on this, focus on what we're doing. It brought everything into focus.
Yeah.
So therefore, when we get together and we're focused and we have time to do what we do, we are dangerous, very dangerous. So, we speak with intent. And, you can hear it, like you mentioned, every single song, it's real life. It's happened to one of us or all of us or whatever. And it happens to everybody else too in life, but we choose to write about it, to, keep the positive stream going so that people can get out of it. There's all these pit holes in life, there's all these problems and stuff, but we choose to push that path of be a lion, believe in yourself, be strong. You can get out of it. We have been there before, so this is a song for you. So I would say the COVID actually, put everything into focus, like, from a shotgun to a sniper rifle. Let's get busy. We're not going to quit. Let's spend more time together. Let's do what we do. Keep doing what we do and continue.
Yeah. It's so important, I think, and to continue. I think there was a point in quarantine where people were getting frustrated and people stopped creating, but I hope it's one of the things that we take away from all of this is to stay creative and take in the arts and express yourself. I hope that continues with everyone. You have I don't want to talk about COVID anymore, but you do have a giveaway COVID related. I don't know. Do you guys have one around that you can show, or I can throw one? I can throw a screenshot of it.
I've got one.
Get that screenshot of it. Yeah, man. We got some masks.
Yeah, they are going to. If you like the show or share the show this week, or heart it or do whatever, just as long as you don't give it a thumbs down, you'll be entered to win next week. To win one of the LionThrone face masks. So thank you guys for that very much. Yes.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah.
They're not soundproof, so you can't sing their songs if you're not good at it through them. But
Yeah.
you can wear them. What song are you guys going to sing today?
We thought we would take it all the way back, actually, and hit y'all with
Yeah.
Move Quick. This is the first one that we ever recorded and released. And like Set You Free that we just released, that song has been able to kind of evolve a little bit through time, you know what I mean? Through it's kind of like tumbling a gemstone, as the little edges come off of it every time you do it, and a new piece maybe shows itself in a way that you didn't quite realize. And being able to do that with these fellas has been such a true blessing, to be able to watch these songs, literally bounce them off of these fellas, and they do the same with me. And I hear things in a new way that maybe I didn't before. So we figured we'd take it all the way back, man, to the first one that we ever recorded. The song is called Move Quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. I love watching you guys interact with each other and perform. It's so great to watch. You guys are amazing people.
Thank you, Rich.
Thanks, man.
So are you.
So are you.
That's why we're here.
Stop. I'm going to get out of here because I'm not singing, and you guys take it away.
All right, let's give it a second and get set up here.
Sure.
For me.
Sounds like we're there. This song is called Move Quick. Cause you done this the time or two before. And you know I've done too. I run high, I like to move fast. Cause I learned nothing here meant to last. So behold, this for you. I can lead you a life you never knew. I will help you see the simplicity, the simplicity. Like every single thing you need. The soul should set you free. So that you doubt we are the way you can accelerate. I can lead you to a life you never knew. I will help you see the simplicity. Yeah, you're nowhere close. I'm paying the cost. I'm tripped up, I'm bubbling, drifting into space. A public from here, just wishing you a thing. How it feel to be lost? I can't stand the madness, I crave your desire. Feels like I'm singing love in the air. I'm trying to prove it, but can it really be true? Fear's not an option. I'm starting to see different kind of you. Let this be a lesson. Let it be the last time that you learn it. Let this be a lesson. Let it be the last time that you did it. Yeah.
I need to get a clap track. Thank you so much for hanging out and spending your morning with me. I appreciate it so much, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
LionThrone's got a lot of love for the Rich Wilmore show. Thanks.
Anytime, you'll be the house band if I ever get into a place that isn't my living room.
Let's know.
We're down. We would have.
baby.
Just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Get him a bow tie and everything.
Hey,
I'll
big
show up
bow
one.
tie,
A big
bro.
one.
It'll be a requirement that you all wear bow ties. It doesn't matter the size, color, doesn't matter. Just wear them.
It's how you wear it.
Bow tie
Right? It's not
killer,
the
man.
size. It's how you
Bow
wear it.
tie killer.
We're gonna talk everyone.
All right.
Bye, Rich.
Love you, man.
Later,
brother.
man.
Giveaways for Season 4 provided by the following. Balls. Funny name, serious plant power, healthy whole food goodness in one single bite. Wineria SA. Let's enjoy some great vino together. Let's do a virtual wine tasting, enjoy exclusive artisan wines, and join the club. Neon Castaway. Handmade accessories for a colorful life. Teenis. Handcrafted, farm to cup, organic, quality. The Classic Theater, creating excellent theater in San Antonio, Texas that is relevant, diverse, entertaining, and transformative. Lick Honest Ice Creams, Know what you're licking, y'all. Made in Austin, Texas since 2011. Unique flavors inspired by what's in season locally. Go Vegan San Antonio, a vegan comfort food truck located at The Block in San Antonio. Rebel Designs, handcrafted sterling silver jewelry designed by Shelley, inspired by nature. The Right Fit, style, makeup, and fitness, taking the stress out of getting dressed. All right, our next guest, welcome back everybody. Our next guests have written quite the page turner that I'm really excited to introduce you to. But take a look at this little trailer for their new book.
In a world where everyone is microchipped and their every move monitored. A world where each day is just like the one before and nothing seems to change. When a man, Bracticus, comes to realize that something is changing. Something deadly. Now, he must risk everything to let the people of Aureli know the truth.
I am so excited to read this book, and I want to introduce you to the authors, Ervin and Noah. Good morning, everyone.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone doing?
Just peachy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Doing well.
This is like this. I feel like this book isn't even like maybe in the not so distant future, but it's also like an episode of Black Mirror. I'm so excited to be able to read this book. Where did the idea come from?
Well, I started with the idea actually 20 years ago, and we were kind of at another pivotal point in our history, where Vice President Gore was running against President who became President Bush, and we were discussing seriously about addressing climate change at that point. And of course, the board platform was to do something about it. And President Bush's platform was, well, it probably exists, but it's too expensive to address the problem. So that's kind of where it happened. I've always been concerned about, the planet, about the species, about the animals, and having lived long enough to see this, this kind of this de-evolution, I really felt compelled to write a screenplay. And a year ago, I met up with Noah. He's a very talented young man, very classic writing style, and together we transformed the screenplay, which I wrote in 2000 and put away for so many years, and we came up with this novel.
And who would you say that this book is for?
I would say this book is for those who want to challenge the conceptions set by modern society, and those who desire to look at the world and nature in a different light, to find a new admiration of such, and feel an existential obligation to protect its purity.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you add anything to that, Ervin? Or is that a good?
Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's geared to primarily it's for anybody, but I would say it's primarily geared to younger people, millennials and younger, because these issues is something that's going to affect the younger generation more than my generation.
Yeah.
It's sad to think that possibly my grandkids could be the last generation to see, to walk on a sandy beach. Because if we do get, the projected ocean rise, the beaches will be gone. They don't magically appear, just because the ocean rose, you're not going to have sand magically appearing. It's going to be mud and ocean water. And to me, that's very sad, to have a system and a process and, where that is probably the reality of what's going to happen. So it's geared for that. It's I would also say it's geared for people who are, looking for a unifying concept to what exists out there, the unity of all, whether it be our connection to nature, whether it be our connection to the divine, connection to one another, racially, racial justice. Noah and I added that into the book because as we were writing it, these things were happening in the world, and I said, well, hey, this is a great idea. Let's put this in there. The pandemic happened. We were writing it, and I think when did we start, Noah? Was it end of last year, right?
That's correct.
About a year ago.
November, December last year.
Yeah. And so, we had the pandemic that happened. And, I said, hey, Noah, let's put this in. We put that in. And of course, then we had, the situation with racial tensions flaring. We put that in. But of course, this is, how would you describe it, Noah? Parallel world? I'll let Noah take that one.
Yeah, I would say that it is a decent parallel to what's going on right now currently, and a fight of individualism, I would say, instead of mass acceptance of conformity. So fighting for your personal truth, whatever that may be, of, I guess, just not accepting the norm of such, of say, it's always been this way, so why not just stay with it instead of growing and sprouting it new?
Yeah.
Especially when promulgated by a all-encompassing, powerful state, state, and with their media apparatus and religion mixed in there with the state. No separation of church and state, and kind of mixed in there, and just to really,
it shows the disintegration of a democratic system in the book, and how it can turn into a totalitarianism, a totalitarian society.
What was it like to co-author? Was it the first time for both of you co-authoring a book or not?
Well, I have done some work with other people, principally screenplays, but this is totally different. A book is really, it's such a intense labor of work and thought, and it's just intense, and you have to be laser focused to get it done, especially in the time frame that we did. And for me, and I'll let Noah speak for himself here in a bit, but for me, it was really interesting because, although I had the plot outline and most of the characters, when Noah did his first draft, it was very interesting to see some things that surprised me, some things that I would not have thought of. And, I think it added much to the work, certain aspects, and then, once he came up with that thread, we continue it, and for the most part, there wasn't, and I think this was the neat thing, there wasn't any real, roadblocks or stumbling points or huge amounts of disagreement. I think that's always a thing that can happen, when you get creative people and different ideas, but it's kind of a melting of minds, right? And I'll let Noah continue what he thought.
Yeah, I felt that it was a very, I don't know if this is the right word, but an intimate process to where it's like these creative ideas, your creations that you're presenting to the other person, and some of it may deal with taboos or just very touchy subjects, and presenting it to the other can be a little daunting. And especially whenever it deals with your craft and your craftsmanship. So that was like throughout the entire process, it was nerve-wracking for me. And like he said, he's worked with other people on projects before, and this is personally my first project. But so the entire time it was a roller coaster of emotions. But I felt that it was, like he said, very interesting to feel out each other's ideas and watch them blossom together into like a unity of such.
Yeah, and watch both ideas kind of come and see then where they meld together and how that kind of takes shape would be so interesting to watch. How have you guys been staying creative and using creativity during COVID to kind of stay sane? Is it more writing, or are you doing other things too?
Well, of course, when we were writing this, much of it was happening during COVID. And for me, because I'm a optometrist and I have my own office, in a way, COVID was a blessing in disguise, at least in terms of, this project, because, my schedule, I had been dramatically reduced, of course, it's not great for paying the bills and, paying the overhead. And, it's a hardship, to let people go from the office and their livelihood and depends on it. But the other aspect was, of course, it really gave us, and me personally, especially, to a chance that I probably would not have had. And like I said, the COVID story or the COVID history that we're living through, we incorporated into the backdrop, the backstory of the essentially part one of the book, The Rise of Bashak. And there's a lot of interesting parallels there. And I thought it, I think it adds tremendously to the book.
Noah, what have you been up to?
Me?
Yes.
Oh man. My personal key to creativity is just like a grind of consistency, to like stay on it, and like it being a project of some sort, and letting your unconscious paint the picture for you. But the hardest part is always just getting your butt in the chair and starting. Yeah. And then about 15 minutes in, then you get in a roll. But for example, with COVID drastically affecting all our lives, I'm currently working on a book titled Peter Oak of Green Mansions, where I'm attempting to unravel and portray the beauty of the everyday while we're dealing with all this, whether it be in the harmonious music within nature or the florid like laughter of a child, bringing forth the fresh air of why to our life's biggest questions, and trying to show that through the craft.
I love that. Make sure you come back when that book comes out so we can talk about it. 2021 is we're days away from it. What are your plans? Do you have any plans? It's kind of a weird time to plan anything when we don't know what's happening. But for the book, will you be out there promoting it or working on new material?
Well, for me, I'm working hard to try to get this work out, get the word out. This is a self published book. I do have another book that was published, picked up by a small publisher, Oldcastle in Florida, and the name of that book is Galvestorm 1900, A Story of Twin Flames. But for this one, because it is self-published, and we decided to go that route simply, to expedite the process. and have some nice artistic control in it, because you know, I feel that this is one of my personal missions that I've been given, you know, at this point, you know, in my life. Although, like I said, I've from a very young age, I've been very concerned about the environment and the future generations, and so I will continue, you know, trying to get it out there to, you know, people who are interested in it. You know, hopefully some people in the environmental movement and people in the racial justice movement. And like I said, but it applies to anybody who's interested in a great, you know, read and a really great thriller. And our ultimate goal, of course, you know, working with Andrew Jacoby from Creative Circuit Studios here in San Antonio, is to hopefully get the screenplay version filmed. And he would like to do that here in San Antonio. Like anything else, it's predicated on capital and you know, getting that seed money. And you know, I feel that, you know, the story does need to get some traction. And so that's kind of what we're doing, you know, and certainly, you know, we appreciate being on the show and getting the word out, and maybe someone out there will hear about it, and you know, will want to get some more information about it. But like I said, you know, not only getting the story out, because stories, I believe, can change heart and minds. There's an activist who I've been in touch with on Facebook, who is with the Greta Thunberg support group, and he said something very interesting to me. He said that a lot of times stories can be more effective and can be more important than facts. You know, we can talk about climate change. We can talk about the hurricane 2 category 4 and Iota category 5 hurricane that is now hitting Nicaragua. But somehow facts, unless they happen to you directly, sometimes they don't resonate and they don't make an impact. So stories can be very effective. And so my hope is that this story really gets out there, and, you know, we be able to do this movie, which would be locally filmed. You know, Andrew wants to do this locally, and, you know, promote talent here in San Antonio, and, you know, show that, you know, we can do things that are done in California and Georgia and Florida, and, you know, we have creative people, and they don't have to move out of the city to get things done.
That's exactly why I have this show, because there's so much talent here. It's all right here in San Antonio. It's amazing. And there's access to everything here, which is super awesome. I love it. You can start 2021 off by reading, because you guys have some giveaways for some of our audience members. You want to talk about that?
Yes, we have a couple books, right?
Yes.
To give away, and we'd be happy to give 2 books away, and
signed copies, I believe.
Signed copies.
Signed copies from us both, I believe.
Right. We have those.
Yes. So like the show, share the show, heart the show. Just don't thumbs down the show, and you'll be put in our crown of giveaways, and you can win a signed copy of their book that I'm going to put up here, Mirage of Darkness. There you go. Go get that.
Richard, one thing I wanted to add, just a quick little summary. I would describe the book kind of like Orwell's 1984 meets Jordan Peele's movie Get Out.
Ooh.
That's the way I would describe it.
I know. I'm so excited. And then watching that trailer, I was like, this needs to be a movie. I was like, I hope they're filming this. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are working on that. Mirage of Darkness is the book. Ervin and Noah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.